Good evening. Forget the chocolate eggs. Sydney got what it really wanted this Easter Sunday as Prince George stole our hearts at Taronga Zoo. Pictures of the young royal meeting one of our most photogenic native animals on a perfect autumn day were beamed around the world, providing our city with publicity that money can't buy.
Royal baby meets royal bilby. Prince George and the marsupial that now bears his name. Hard to tell who was more excited. A fascinated little boy, his eyes glued on the furry little mammal. William coaxed the bilby to feed from a bowl as George strained to get a better look. It was a perfect royal family moment on a perfect autumn day. A little squawk from the prince, wanting another peek up close. And by George, he almost got it.
Almost.
And who wants a toy when you've seen the real thing up close?
He does love it, honestly.
This is George's first official function, the Bilby Enclosure and Breeding Program named in his honour. Kate unveiled the plaque that bears George's name. Clearly, her son doesn't like playing second fiddle. The royals might have been getting the royal treatment, but they were enjoying it like any other young family. A kiss on the cheek for George from a very tender dad. The youngster in a baby blue shirt and dark blue shorts. Kate was in a pale yellow sunfrock, William casual and relaxed in rolled up shirt sleeves. But all babies need a nap, leaving mum and dad free for a different kind of feeding time with the tree kangaroos. All before a huge crowd, Taronga packed to capacity. For once, the animals weren't the main attraction. A sight to remember, William and Kate hand-feeding giraffes. They could barely keep the carrots coming fast enough. At the native bird show, there were swooping hawks.
It's a very long landing gear.
And brolgas and galahs. Big grins.
Nerve-wracking to see the royal couple.
What did you think? Kate looked really pretty in her dress, like always. She always wears nice dresses.
Even a cheeky echidna or two.
They were quite interested in the echidnas. I know their range and distribution. I mean, they just seem quite interested and more fascinated by the creature.
And no visit to Australia is complete without this.
This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. Get this guy.
The Duchess even taking a sniff. As far as the royal couple's Aussie charm offensive goes, this is the picture-perfect publicity opportunity. But no matter how cute Kate looks stroking that koala, the Duke and Duchess know today they've already been upstaged. After all, a baby prince is hard to beat. It was a religious start to Easter Sunday for the royal couple. Strolling past crowds gathered at St Andrew's Cathedral, Kate in a dove grey Alexander McQueen coat and Jane Taylor hat. Attending an Anglican service, the church William will one day lead. Afterwards, a nod to Australia's historic links with Britain, the Bible and prayer book used by the First Fleet. Already signed by several members of the royal family, including the Queen, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge added their names to the list. Then the crowds who'd been waiting got what they came for. A photo, a moment, a brief handshake with William and Kate before they were whisked away again for a private lunch. Last night, after a big day in Brisbane, the royal couple were just like any other rugby-loving pair. Snuggled up, William sipping a beer as they watched the New South Wales Waratahs beat South Africa's Bulls. A Saturday night in Sydney without fanfare. Official duties over, the chance to simply be tourists for a change. But there's no doubt today will always hold a prized place in the royal family photo album. George will go on to open bridges and schools, shake hands with thousands, and one day be a king. And it all started with his first official duty on an Easter Sunday with the bilbies at Sydney's Taronga Zoo.
And Jane joins us now from the zoo. Jane, it could not have been a better day.
It was perfect, Peter. This visit is all about William and Kate connecting with Australians, and they certainly did that today. But it's also about selling Australia to the world, and the combination of our amazing wildlife and that sparkling harbour would have won more than a few admirers today. But of course, everything and everyone was upstaged by Prince George, and he was at Sydney Airport this afternoon with his parents boarding the plane, clearly a frequent flyer already, bound for their next destination, Canberra. It is, of course, Kate and George's first visit to Sydney, but judging by the reception, Pete, they'll be welcome back anytime.
That they will. Jane, thank you. Reporter Ellie Walsh is in Canberra. I want to go to her now. Ellie, the royal trio arrived a short time ago.
They did indeed, Peter, flying into Fairburn RAF base, looking relaxed after spending that afternoon in Sydney's sun at Taronga Zoo. Kate had a quick change into a blue frock, and Prince George was still in his baby blues from earlier today. They made their way here to Government House, where they were met by a few dozen people. Tonight, though, they will spend the evening cosied up inside Government House. Tomorrow they have the day off, no public engagements for the royal couple. Perhaps they will stroll around the grounds here at Yalumna and perhaps spy a kangaroo or two. On Tuesday, though, Peter, they will make their way to Uluru, where they will have a day trip to the Red Centre, where Prince William first visited when he was just a baby. Peter?